Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a chopping block video. So I've got a handful of products here that I'm just like, I'm on the fence. I don't know. And these are ones that I've been on the fence about for a weird amount of time. So I decided to pull them aside, put them in this video. We're going to spend an entire week using these products, and at the end of the week, I'm gonna decide whether I'm gonna keep them or not. So the first half of this video will be me presenting the products to you, telling you about them, talking about them. And then the second half of this video will be me coming back a week later and with my decision of whether I'm keeping them or not. So let's dive into the products. And the first one that I have here is this Pur 4-in-1 Tinted Moisturizer. I have the shade LN2. I have had this for quite a while. I got this in a BoxyCharm quite a while ago, and the expiry date on this is 10/23. So this one expires in October of this year. It does have sunscreen in it. It's an SPF 20, so that's why for the specific expiry date. And this is one of those where I just keep trying to make this work for me, and I don't know that I can, you know? I keep thinking I'm gonna find a way to make this work, and I'm gonna use it up, and that's gonna be that. And sometimes I wear it and I like it, and other times I wear it and I really don't like it. And so I'm gonna really focus in. This is the only base product that I'm focusing on for this video. So we'll see. Part of it is that it is a little light for me. Now it is February in Canada, so this is as pale as I get. This is as light as we go. And it is a tinted moisturizer, so I mean it is fairly sheer, but you can see there it is quite light. And it does kind of give a ghostly effect to the skin. However, I do think I can warm that up with, you know, bronzer, blush, etc. If I can make it look good on my skin, you know. It does have a glowy finish. I just don't know. I feel like it's a little sticky once I get it on, and I don't know if that's the sunscreen or if it's what I'm pairing it with. I just don't know. So I'm gonna try it several different ways within a 1-week period and really get my thoughts on this and decide, because it does expire this year and there is time for someone else to use this and enjoy it before it goes bad. So if I am going to get rid of it, now is the time. I don't have that one on my face today just because it doesn't have enough coverage for me for like a work day. But that's one that I'll wear, like I'm off tomorrow, so I'll wear this tomorrow. I'll wear it over the weekend, you know, kind of get some thoughts that way. What I have on my eyes today is this Morphe palette. So this is the 15N Nightmaster palette. Again, I got this in a BoxyCharm. It looks like this. I do have this on my eyes today, along with like a liquid eyeshadow on my lids. And last year I did my 2022 eyeshadow palette challenge. In that challenge, I used every eyeshadow palette within my collection within a calendar year, and I tried to use those palettes in a way that was different from how I would normally use them. And this was one of the palettes in that sort of exercise. I found there were certain palettes that I was excited to use, and there were certain palettes that I was like, okay, I have to use this one because it's in my collection and it's turn, you know? And that was sort of how I felt with this one. It wasn't one that I got excited to use. And so I can't decide if that means that it's time for it to go or if it does serve a purpose in my collection. So I will say the metallic or shimmery colors in this palette are not anything to get excited about. However, the mattes do perform relatively well. Now, I don't really tend to use these darker ones on the bottom here, but these rows here I do tend to use quite a bit. I have this color and this color in my crease today. And so I just need to decide, like, is there enough variety in these browns to warrant keeping this in my collection? Or does this serve a purpose in, like, my thought process is, but I have all of these different browns in one palette and that seems convenient. So is that enough of a reason to keep this, you know? Just thinking out loud. These are my thoughts. So I did use this today. I thought it performed really, I don't want to say it performed really well. It performed fine. It did fine. The mattes blend out really easily. I had no issues. You know, it's a pretty simple eye look that I did today, but I had no issues with it. So I'm going to use it, like I say, for the rest of the week and just kind of see how I feel. It was hard to tell just based on the one use Within that eyeshadow palette challenge that I did last year, I was only using those palettes one time for the most part. So it was kind of hard to get a feel for like whether or not this palette like adds value to my collection by using it one time in a year, you know? So I thought by using it sort of every day for a week in different ways, I could either fall in love with it or fall out of love with it. You know, just have an opinion, Jamie. Just have an opinion. Okay, now this next one I think is controversial. This is a very popular product on the internet. This is the Saie Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow. You know, this is one of those products where everybody raves about it. I got this in one of those Sephora sets, you know, that has all the different products in it. I got this in that, and I have not learned to love this the way that other people have. I do have this on as my highlighter today, and while I do think it looks nice, it did take off like my foundation and my blush in that area, and I had to go back in with the blush to sort of touch up. I don't know if it's looking patchy on camera, but that was the experience that I've had sort of in general with this. So as like a just general highlighter, I just don't think this is it for me. However, I have not tried it as like an all over the face before your foundation type of product, so I do need to try it that way. The glow is really nice. It's not sparkly. It has this like plasticky chemical smell to it that was really offensive to me, and I do find that it lingers more than I would like it to. However, I wonder if it's layered underneath of my other products, maybe I wouldn't notice that as much. So again, I'm going to try this a few different ways this week, see if I can find a way to love it, and if I don't love it, I'm going to pass it on, because a lot of people love this. People rave about this. This is in like a lot of people's favorites videos for 2022, and I just can't seem to get on board. I would love to get on board. So we'll see about that one. And then I've got 4 lip products here. The one that I have on my lips today is the Merit lip oil. It's their tinted lip oil in the shade Au Naturel. I have this on my lips today with just like a lip liner. It's the thinnest lip oil that I have ever used. I have this in clear, and I do like the clear. I just don't know if I like this one because there is a fair bit of color to it, and it is so thin. It does feel like it kind of moves around a little. So it does have a fair bit of pigmentation, but it's so thin. It's so thin. It's just an interesting formula compared to other lip oils in my collection that feel a little bit more like a lip gloss. This one really does feel just like an oil, you know? So it's one of those where when I wear it at work and I'm talking all day, I'm always wondering, is this okay? Sometimes I found it like gathers in the like waterline of your lips. So I'm gonna wear it all day today. It's currently 10 to 9. I work until 7 p.m. today. So I'll be wearing this all day today, and I think I'll get a good feel for how it wears throughout the day. And the lip liner that I paired it with today, I know stays put. So we're gonna test that out. I do like the idea. I like the idea of loving this and this being like a good like purse lip oil because it's thin, but there's a little bit of color to it. I just don't know. I just don't know. So we're gonna find out. And then last but not least, I have 3 liquid lipsticks from Stila. Listen, you guys, I have been trying my very best to force myself to use my liquid lipsticks, and I just can't get into it. And these are 3 of like some of the oldest in my collection. So these are the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks. I have the shade Patina. You guys remember Patina? Everybody had it. I have Perla and I have Serenata. So these came in like a little set. I think it was like a holiday set. They're surprisingly, like they look like 3 nudes, but some of them are darker than you would think. So I figured this was a good time of year to test these out. Good like winter shades, you know. And the other thing is they feel like they're drying out inside of the tube, you know? So if I am going to use them, again, sort of now's the time. These are the shades right here. So that one is Serenata, that one is Patina, and that's Perla right there. So I'm looking at the swatch on my hand and I'm like, am I going to use these in the week? If I don't use any of these in the week, I'm just going to pass them on. So those are the products that I'm going to focus in on for the next week and sort of get my concrete thoughts on and decide how I feel once and for all. And they're either gonna live in my collection or they're gonna move out of the collection because they're in this weird like limbo where I'm like, am I keeping these? Am I not keeping these? So I will see you guys in a week's time. For me, it'll be in a week. For you guys, it'll be in like 10 seconds. So see you there. Hi, we're back. Okay, so for me, it's been like a week and a half. For you guys, it's been like 2 seconds. So I've been testing out all of these products that I mentioned in the beginning of the video for the last week and a half or so, and I've made some decisions. So some are gonna stay and some are gonna go. Let's start with the eyeshadow palette. So I have the Morphe 15N Night Master palette here, and I've been wearing this one off and on, like I said, for the last week and a half. I do have it on my eyes today, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the shimmers in here are just meh. Like, they're just okay. They're nothing to get too excited about. They go on better with a brush. They go on better even still with a wet brush. But the mattes in here are really good. And I did find that this made a great companion palette to like other products in my collection. So today I have on just this shade right here, Selfie, all over the lid and into my crease. And then I went over top with the Galactic, you know, liquid metallic eyeshadow. So I went over top of it with that, and I really like the way that it looks. And it was really easy to like set my look up with that. This has some nice like staple browns in here that are easy to use mattes, you know? So I am going to keep this around. It wasn't one of those where every time I used it, I was like, ugh, like it doesn't blend right, or I got a lot of fallout, or it faded throughout the day, or it creased, or anything like that. So I can't think of like a reason to get rid of this. I mean, it's not my most used palette in my collection, but I don't dislike it, and I think it pairs well with other things. So I am going to keep that. And the other one I'm going to keep is this Saie highlighter. So this is still not like a favorite. I definitely don't like this as a liquid highlighter. I only like this as sort of like a primer, like a glowy primer. So I've used this a couple of different times. I used it with a more like sheer foundation, and I got like a really glowy finish, which was nice. I used it today with a like really matte foundation. I have on the Catrice HD foundation today, and I think it gave it some nice luminosity because that foundation is like, it's very matte, even though it's a nice thin formula, but it's very, very matte. So it can give you that really flat face appearance. And I think I've got some nice luminosity to the skin. So I do like it for that. I still think it smells terrible. I think it smells like weird plastic chemicals. I'm not a huge fan of that, but this is like a deluxe sample size. I think that I could potentially use this up just as a primer. So maybe this will go into like a future project pan. Who knows? But I don't dislike it enough to be like, okay, I'm just going to get rid of it. I have found a way to use it, and I am liking it that way, but I haven't been using it that way for too long. So I'm just like not ready to decide, yes, I'm going to part with this. If I keep it in my collection for a bit longer and I really don't find I'm reaching for it as a glowy primer, then I will part with it. Then I had this Merit lip oil in there. So this is in the shade Au Naturel. This is their tinted lip oil. I have this on my lips today. I paired it with this Essence lip liner in the shade Charming, and I like it. It's fine. I think compared to other lip oils in my collection, this is not my favorite formula. I wouldn't run out and buy like more of these. And if you've been looking at these and wondering if they're worth the money, I would say no. There's a lot of products that I like from Merit. I just think this one in particular is nothing to get too excited about. It's just very thin. It's a really, really thin lip oil. So it kind of just, you know, fades throughout the day. You can reapply it. It's not sticky. Like, there's pros and cons, right? Because it's thin, it's not sticky, it's really comfortable to wear, but also because it's thin, it doesn't wear for very long. I do find if I wear too heavy of a layer of the lip oil, I do get that like line along my waterline, but as long as I do like a thin coat of this with a little bit of lip liner underneath, I think this looks really pretty. I think it makes my lips look really nice. It's kind of a like My Lips But Better type of shade, which I do enjoy. So I'm going to keep that one around as well. Though, like I said, it's not a favorite. So I don't know if I'll keep this in my collection until I use it up. But as of today, I'm not ready to part with it. I am, however, ready to part with the other products that I had mentioned at the beginning of this video. So first of all, these liquid lipsticks. So these are the Stila liquid lipsticks. I have worn all of these once through the week and a half that I've been sort of working with these chopping block products, and I have a few things to say. So first of all, I didn't mind wearing a liquid lipstick as much as I thought I would. So I think this has kind of opened that door back up a little bit, like opened it a crack to where I'm like, maybe I could wear some of my liquid lipsticks. I really didn't mind it as much as I thought I did. However, two things about these shades. Well, first of all, I don't think the shades are the most flattering on me. I know I swatched them at the beginning of the video, so I'm not gonna swatch them again. I have a habit of like repeating myself. But they're very, very cool toned in a way that makes me look a little corpsey, you know? It's a little dead face. So for that reason, and the fact that these are very old, these are probably some of the oldest liquid lipsticks in my collection. I did find them to be quite dry when I was putting them on, particularly Patina, which would be my most used. It's very dry, even on the brush, you can probably see. These are just done. They're done. They say 12 months on them. I mean, I have had these for years, so I am going to get rid of those. I don't think that I need to keep them around. They're not anything special in my collection anyways. And the other one I'm going to get rid of is this Pur 4-in-1 Tinted Moisturizer. I just don't want to use this, you know? I think I used this once in the week and a half, and I really had to force myself. I just don't like it. It's too light for my skin. I think if I had the right shade, I would like this just fine. But this is the type of thing where when I put it on, I really have to then go in with like blush and bronzer or mix it with something else or whatever to make me not look so ghostly when I put this on. And a tinted moisturizer for me is something that I want to just be able to throw on and not put anything else on if I don't want to. Especially something like this. This has an SPF 20 in it. If this was the perfect shade, this would be like a, you know, throw it on and go type of situation for the weekend. But because I have to finesse it to make me look, you know, the shade that I am, it's just not worth it to me. I have other things that I can use in my collection that serve those same purposes. So for that reason, I am going to pass this one on. So that is my sort of final decision on these chopping block products. Let me know in the comments down below if you like these type of videos. Sometimes I'm kind of on the fence about things for a while. This is a useful way for me to sort of narrow in on a handful of products that I'm kind of undecided about. So if you like these types of videos, let me know in the comments down below because I can definitely do more of these. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below as well about what type of content you're interested in seeing. I find myself more and more not watching just beauty content. So if there's something else that you would like to see from me, I would love to do that for you if I knew what it was. So leave me some comments down below. I know a lot of you have been asking for vlogs in the comments, and we're doing home renovations right now, so it's just a mess. Like, it's just a little bit of a mess, and very much my life is like come to work, go home, deal with the dog, cook the meals, deal with these like home renovations that we're doing. So it's just a lot of that right now. But if there's anything that you'd like to see from me, I would be happy to film that for you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye.